What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and for today's video, we've got a very special pair of sneakers in studio. These are the Jordan 1 Union LA Chicago Shadows. In today's video, we're going to be discussing these sneakers in detail. We're going to see them on the toe styled with a few different outfits. And of course, I will be sharing my overall thoughts and opinions on whether or not you should actually pick these up. But before we jump into it, I did want to let you know that my watch company Aura Watch just launched two new lines. The first one being our brand new 36mm, which features all of the great technology and materials that you love about our bigger variants, all in a more sleek, compact, and slightly subdued size. I actually have it on right now. This has been a daily driver for me. But in addition, we just dropped our very affordable, high value polycarbonate watches, which come in beautifully tonal and subdued colorways. I think you guys are gonna love these timepieces a lot, so be sure to go ahead and check both of those lines out using the link in the description, which actually auto-populates my discount code for you, my community, and actually gets you an extra, I think it's 15% off. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the Union LA Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow. The Union Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow released on February 27th on the Union site at a retail price of $200 by way of raffle system. Now, this method was actually pretty peculiar because Union has always been the website that many have celebrated as the one website that you could actually cop manually. This was due to the fact that they would purchase a few domains and randomize that domain on drop day, allowing for less bots to penetrate through because there was less time. That was not the case here, and a ton of sneakerheads were very, very upset, but more on that in just a little bit. They do come in a very similar box to their predecessors, that being the Black Toes and Storm Blues. And once inside the box, the sneakers are encased in some tissue paper that are decorated with sketches of the sneakers design. Now, just a quick overview if you're unfamiliar with the sneakers design, we do have here a pair of Jordan 1s that pay homage to some of the most celebrated colorways of all time: Storm Blue and Bread, the Black Toes being comprised of neutral gray and of course the black toe. And here today we've got the Chicago Shadow, which is the Chicago as well as the Shadow. And all of these designs were kind of Frankenstein together, kind of stitched together, with Union adding some of their personal touch and design elements, which we will be discussing in detail today. Now, beginning with lace options, you actually get three different styles of laces. First, a black pair that are dipped in like a shadow gray. You've got a cream pair that are dipped in black. And finally, you do have a gold pair, which is actually the color synonymous with Union Los Angeles, and what could probably represent the color I personally end up going with for two reasons. The first one being is that the laces that were dipped, for some odd reason, get untied really easily. At least that's been my prior experience with my Storm Blues. But in addition to that, honestly, I wear pretty baggy pants nowadays, which will essentially cover this shoe. And so unless I use the gold laces, you're actually probably never going to be able to tell that these are actually Unions. So there's that as well. Now, apart from the laces, the only other add-on is the Union LA hang tag, which probably won't get any use out of. I'm probably going to stick it in the box as I wear these sneakers. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the details. The sneakers are comprised of a very nice tumble leather. I've seen all over the internet pretty mixed reviews. It's been a mixed bag about what people think about the quality of the leather on the shoe. I personally am pretty impressed. The tumble leather feels of pretty substantial quality. It feels super dense, and I can definitely see the shoe aging really nicely over time. One feature I really love that Union LA has done with all of the Jordan 1s really is here at all the borders of the overlays of leather through the sneaker, you do have that gold accent, which is so subtle, but having them in hand, it's definitely noticeable and is a really nice touch. You've got sail through the toe box as well as the quarter panels. You've got a very soft to touch suede here at the ankle collar, and sitting atop that that is contrasting shadow gray leather. The shoe overall is so beautiful. I really am so impressed with this sneaker, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting to love this shoe as much as I do now that I have them in hand, because ultimately I was really just expecting just another Jordan 1, and that kind of is what it is. But like anything that comes from these special collaborations, these special projects, if you will, it really is all about the details, and you can really only appreciate those details once you get them in hand. Now, to appreciate those details just a little bit more, I really love the tone or hue of Varsity Red that they went with this shoe. It's like a very deep Varsity Red. It's vibrant, but very deep. It's kind of hard to explain what they look like in person, but I just have to mention it. I really love this hue of red. It really contrasts very nicely with the rest of the shoe and those aforementioned gold borders. Now, I know a lot of people see this element of the sneaker as a bit played out, but you have that oxidation here at the midsole, the yellowing of the midsole, kind of leaning to that vintage effect. But may I remind you, Union was one of the first sneakers to feature that little detail of intentional yellowing. And so needless to say, they had to add it to the sneaker. Assuming that you can get over the fact that it's somewhat overplayed, I think we can both agree that it's very appropriate for Union to use the aged midsole on the sneaker. And from a design perspective, I do believe that this sneaker is well served as a product of using the aged midsole. And now moving on to the outsole, you have a pretty standard Jordan 1 outsole, which does match the Varsity Red that is found throughout the upper of the sneaker. As for sizing, I do recommend taking your true size in Jordan 1s. That's what I did, and I do find that they fit just fine. Now, I probably didn't have to mention that, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have had an experience with Jordan 1s, and Jordan as well as Nike has done a pretty good job of being pretty consistent from model to model as it relates to sizing. And now I think that essentially wraps it up for all of the details that make up this sneaker. And now I'm fully well aware that there are probably a zillion different videos that probably ended their reviews there, but I did want to go ahead and differentiate my video from some of the others and go ahead and style these sneakers with a few different outfits. For the purposes of today's video, I'm only going to show them with just a few for the sake of expediency and getting ahead of getting this video out as quickly as possible. Now, if you guys do want to see one of those crazy videos where I style them like with 20 different outfits, as I've done with many sneakers in the past, I kind of stopped doing them because those are a total pain in the booty to go ahead and produce. But if you guys really want to see that, go ahead and comment that down below. I want to see that 20 outfit video. But in addition, if this video gets, I'm gonna say 750 likes. If you can get 750 likes, I'll go ahead and make that video happen. 20 outfits, a pain in the butt to edit, but I'll do it for you if that video is in demand. But let's go ahead and talk about this first outfit. This first outfit is actually the outfit I currently have on as we speak. The t-shirt is from my brand Locust&WildHoney clothing. It released and sold out, I believe it was last year, and I paired that with a current pair from my collection. These are the G04 denim. These are cut to fit, relaxed with a bit of a flare. Think Kendrick Lamar's pants at the Super Bowl, but for guys. These allow for a little bit more breathability for your boys, if you know what I mean. But yes, now while the t-shirt is no longer available, I do have the pants on the site. There are a few sizes left, so go ahead and check that out. I'll provide a link below. Just a very common, simple outfit overall. Now, I know you guys are bothered by the fact that most of my pants drape over the sneakers, and so for this next pair, I did decide to go ahead and throw on the G03 denim, which did release from my clothing brand last year and is currently sold out. But do not be dismayed because I have a few more colorways coming this summer. But yes, this pair is altered to kind of finish and allow for the sneaker to slightly peek out, so hopefully that is good enough for you. But up top, I did decide to put on a t-shirt from Cause, and then over that is a vintage Carhartt jacket. This is an Arctic jacket, not to be mistaken with the very famous Detroit. And now at this juncture of the video, might be very frustrated as both of these pants do kind of cover the secret to some extent, but I did decide to go ahead and pair them with a pair of shorts. Yes, I did the unthinkable. I don't like wearing high tops with shorts because I'm a short guy, but for you guys, I will do anything. And so here I do have on the minimal vintage cargo shorts. They are in this beautiful olive colorway and feature distressings and repairs all throughout and remain pretty baggy. I went tonal with it, opting for the Stussy Thermal. But yes, those were the 3 looks I had planned for today's video. Again, if you want to see 20 plus different looks, go ahead and hit that like goal, and also comment that you want to see that video in the comments below. But I did want to go ahead and end this video out with sharing my opinions on the sneakers, beginning with the release process. The release process, in my opinion, was absolutely scandalous. The fact is, the rumor was they actually had 6 different domains, and all signs pointed to Union opting to keep things the way that they were, a method of release that everybody loved. As I mentioned, this gave pretty much everybody a fair shot, or the fairest shot for us manual users to acquire these sneakers. Why they changed it up, I have no idea. They opted for a raffle system, one that is extremely inefficient. It was open for like over an hour, somewhat reminiscent of the raffle system over at the Travis Scott releases, and you guys already know I've personally never hit on those, and I feel like a lot of the time it's mostly bots that hit on those, and that is because they are able to get hundreds and hundreds of entries in. I don't doubt that is the case for the shoe, because I saw people literally hitting on multiple pairs of these shoes. Frustrating, absolutely. I was fortunate enough to hit on a pair for retail. How? I have no idea. Hopefully there was some level of bot protection. But yeah, man, switching it up is bewildering to me, especially because it worked so well before. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my tinfoil hat here, and if you guys will bear with me and just do this with me. I do believe that because Jordan 1s don't quite hit like they used to, at least for the mainstream, I think there was a little bit of pressure of this shoe potentially not selling out. In addition to that, if you guys remember, some of the other collabs from Nike and Union didn't quite do as well, yielding very low resale prices and some sneakers not actually selling out. I think lobbing these to resellers was a very effective way to make it so this shoe has some level of manufactured scarcity, leading to increased resale prices, which you guys see here and now. I think they're going for like right around $500 to $600, but also setting the precedent for a future collab release, say a UNC colorway, to sell out immediately. But now that's not to say that the shoe wouldn't have sold out without the shenanigans. This is just my thought process to maybe ensure that they would sell out and that the aforementioned future release would sell out as well. I don't know. That was my tinfoil hat conspiracy. You guys let me know if there might be any merit to that. If you own the Chicago 1 reimagined, then personally I would probably opt out of getting the shoe unless you're like an avid collector. If you genuinely enjoy collecting a myriad of shoes and you just want to add it to your collection, I say for sure pick them up. I think you're going to be very happy with the sneaker. Now, if you have the intention of picking up the sneaker that you think would do a job that the Chicago 1 reimagines can't do, I'd say opt out of it, because that money would be well spent elsewhere. I mean, the fact is, if I were to throw these gold laces on my reimagined, I doubt I'd be able to tell the difference. That's not to say anything negative about the shoe, because I really like it a lot, and I very much look forward to hopefully picking up those UNCs if they ever release. I think Union does a fantastic job reimagining the Jordan 1. I think every single one of them have been a hit, including the ones with like the stitching baseball going through the front. I feel like that is a heavily underappreciated sneaker, but I digress. That is going to do it for today's video of my review on the Union LA Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the sneakers, and if you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to like today's video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Also, reminder, if you want to see that 20+ outfit styling video, I am willing to do it, but only if you guys want to see that. So go ahead and like the video and comment that you want to see that video down below. As always, I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me the immense privilege of serving you through making content as well as products. Don't forget to check out the links down below to my watch company or a watch, as well as to my clothing brand, LWH Clothing, as that is going to be the best way to support me. I no longer take sponsors here on the channel, so supporting my businesses is going to be the best way to allow me to keep bringing on content. But that is going to do it. I will see you guys in the next upload. Peace and be blessed.